Hello everyone. So I'm here today with Amsterdam, my Let's Kid Delfmaska, and I've actually been thinking about his story today just simply because, I don't know, I haven't been able to get him out of my head. I just adore this boy, and I don't know, in general just been thinking about my stories and my dolls because I don't know, I just love them so much. I've just been doing that, but him in particular because when I got him, I don't know if you remember me saying this, but when I got him, I was I was excited to get him because I missed out on him the first time he was available. And I was so excited to have another chance, and I was so excited I was able to afford him and had him. But he had zero character because I had never thought that far. I never thought I would own him. So I think in particular I've been kind of like obsessing over him because he's starting to get a place. And right now I'm definitely sure he is a cat boy, and he is one of my halflings, which right now I have 3. I have my deer girl and my incoming Maryland Tika, which will be excuse me, my wolf boy, and then, of course, cat boy. They all, of course, have proper names. I just don't have names for the wolf boy and deer girl, but he's Amsterdam. I need to think of their proper names. I will eventually. And they are all halflings. And I'm trying to figure out if they are fae or they came from the mages, because the mages make a lot of mistakes and they do a lot of crazy random experiments and do a lot of stupid things. And I'm trying to figure out if maybe this tribe that they originated from were part of something they did, part of something genetic that happened, or they were just fae. Still trying to figure that out. All I know as of right now is that they call themselves a tribe rather than like a community or anything like that. They call themselves a tribe. And at one point, this entire tribe were complete full shapeshifters. They could completely turn into animals. And they were actually spirit animals. They, you know, provided guidance to humans, fae, mages, etc. These sort of people who they need guidance at certain times. They turn into those sort of animals. And they could completely turn, and they were very proud of it, and they felt very special and privileged that they could do this, and it was a very beautiful thing amongst their tribe. And then one day something happens, and I'm not sure what, but it infects their bloodline. It could be a disease that actually happened, or someone tampering with the bloodline, anything like that, but something happens. And they start out of nowhere having these halflings. And these halflings are not able to turn into full spirit animals. And because of that, and because of how proud the tribe is as a whole, they are looked down upon as just like just scum, pretty much, to put it in the nicest way I can put it. They are looked down upon. In fact, they are not usually called halflings. Halflings is a term that comes later, and a term I would use for them, but they are called other worse names. And there's not very many of them at this time, but there are enough where it causes concern, and it gets to the point where people just don't want to have children. They just find this such an ugly thing to happen to their tribe. So he is actually one of them. And he actually comes out, family-wise, he comes out the best amongst the 3 that I have so far. Dear girl, unfortunately, she is the only halfling to be born amongst her sisters and brothers. So she is not only ostracized by the tribe, she is ostracized by her family. And it makes her very withdrawn and very self-conscious, and she is very inside herself. She does not like to branch out at all because she's just looked down upon by so many people that it's just too much for her. My wolf boy he has it a little easier. His family tries to love him. He is their only child at this time. They're afraid to have another one. They have a lot of fights, like his parents have a lot of fights about whether to have another one or not, and it makes him feel horrible. And he also just has a lot of like trust issues. He has a lot of, he's very, very defensive, so he will start a fight over a really tiny thing because he feels like you are mocking him at all times, because he feels mocked. He feels horrible. His parents make him feel horrible, though they try. They do. They're just really bad at it. And then there's his parents, who actually love him and adore him. He's right now their only child. His mother's actually unable to have another one, but they love him so, so much. Unfortunately, when he was a baby, something happened. He was cursed. He was one of the last people to be hit by a love curse before love curses were banned. And lots of curses fall under the category of love curse, but his particular one was that his father had been loved by this woman, but he fell in love with someone else and married her and had this lovely boy here. And she had so much hatred inside her for him choosing to marry the other woman. And then on top of that, for her to birth a halfling, she was just offended so much. She was so proud that she ended up flinging her curse out towards this boy here. And that's why he has the one blind eye. It is a mark of his curse. He is able to see out of both eyes, though. It does not make him blind. This is just a symbol to show he is cursed. Kind of like if you watch Kurosuji or read the manga. Read the manga, it's better. Or it's called Black Butler here in America. But Ciel, or Seal, however you want to pronounce his name, has a mark on his eye that is a sign of his curse. And I kind of apparently got the idea from there. I was not aware of it until today, but it already exists. It's out there. It's happened. So, yeah, it's a sign of his curse. And what the curse is that if he falls in love with someone, he is doomed, basically, to turn completely into a cat and live the lifespan of a cat. And that is the end. Now, his tribe, though, as of right now, they are, what is the word I'm looking for? I was about to say ageless, but oh my god, I just forgot the word. They are immortal. There we go. God, my brain. Sorry, work. But yes, his tribe is immortal. So if he, falls in love and turns into a cat, he will live normal cat lifespan. It could be like something ridiculous like 20 years, or it could be something like 2, or he could get run over by a car. Anything. Basically, he dies. So he is now cursed with that. And unfortunately, it is a horrible curse for someone to have, especially because it's not like, you have to have like romantic love, which is what the curse entails. It is oh God, I can't speak. Specifically, romantic love that will activate the curse. So he can love his parents, he can love his friends, but he cannot fall in love with someone on a romantic level, or he is doomed. He is told this when he is about this age, which I'm not sure how the tribe ages, so I don't know what age he actually is. And it is a horrifying thing to find out. It immediately just withdraws from a lot of people, from basically everyone, and he just decides just not to put himself out there at all because he doesn't want to chance his heart being broken, not his heart being broken, but chance his heart being danger, of falling for someone that he just can't take the chance. He ends up, though, becoming friends with my dear girl, simply because with her, there's actually zero chance, simply because she is just so sweet and so withdrawn and so shy and everything. And she's not necessarily his type in that way. He always sees her as a friend. Now, it would be horrible if something happened, because I'm kind of a horrible person, so I don't know what will happen in the future. But right now, they are friends that travel around together. Eventually, they decide to leave the tribe, and I'm not sure what spurs them to leave and go on their way. It could be Wolf Boy. He actually ends up leaving because he is connected to my character Bella, who as of right now is still going to be a Soul Doll Liddell once I can finally get her. He's connected to her. She was, before she was a vampire, a full shapeshifter. But if you didn't know, because I'm not sure if I mentioned, all the girls, the 4 girls I have, were something else before they were turned into a vampire. They're part of an experiment to see who can be turned into a vampire. That was the first part of the experiment. And also the second part is who can retain their powers, the powers they had before, in vampiric form. Like, for instance, Belladonna, my Dulce Elsa, used to be mage. Bedlam, my Anoa Lucis, she used to be a fae, specifically a she. And she used to actually be some form of royalty, high importance. So there's actually going to be repercussions for turning her into a vampire and stealing her away. But I don't want to go too much into that to ruin the story for you. And then there's my Minifee Chloe, who, if you remember from a previous video, she was a, like, Frankenstein's monster type of thing, where, like, she was brought back to life, and after that they were like, well, can we turn her into a vampire? Let's try it out. I mean, we've gone this far, why not go further? And so, Belle, my shapeshifter, she was turned into a vampire. Now, I'm not sure who has kept their powers and who hasn't. I feel like Belladonna has retained some of her powers. She was able to not really foretell the future, but she had a good way of finding things. It's really hard to explain. She had a good way of finding souls. It's weird. I kind of want her to retain her, I kind of want Bella to retain her shapeshifter power simply so I can get a little Anthro doll, but I don't want to force it. We'll see what happens. It will be sometime after I get her. Maybe when I get her, I'm like, you know what, I think you still shapeshift, or maybe I'll be like, no. But when she was a shapeshifter, she and Wolf Boy were friends. And when she goes missing, everyone, like, this tribe is so proud. They basically feel like she deserved it because she shouldn't have left the tribe, basically, is what they're thinking. She had left for whatever reason. I'm not sure yet. I'll probably, nail that down. But they figure she deserved whatever happened because she left. So she shouldn't have left, is what they're thinking. And he never gives up on her. And he actually leaves the tribe to go find her. So it could be because of that they're kind of spurned to leave, because they know him and they're halflings together, and they can't help but know each other's plight and know each other because they're going through the same thing. So maybe they leave because of him, not sure yet, but I will be figuring that out. But right now that's the basics on him. Whether or not the curse can be lifted, I have not decided that yet. Also have not decided, if there's any chance of him falling for someone. You never know. There could be. I don't foresee it being Dear Girl. But you never know, there could be some other character that comes along in a feature where I'm like, uh-oh, he might be in danger. But we shall see. But yeah, that's what I have so far, and I'll share more once I have it. But I think that's a pretty good start, and I really cannot wait to get my Dear Girl's body and get Wolf Boy home. It's going to take so long to do all of this, and to get Bella as well. It's just, I kind of want them all together. I want to do photo shoots together and do all this nice sort of things, but oh well, I have to be patient. So that is enough blathering. Sorry for the long video again. I tried my best to condense it as possible. So, thank you so much if you watched, and I will talk to you guys later.